Pittsburgh travels to Indianapolis. This is the NBC Thursday night affair. And this one we had a bit of a back and forth in the newsroom on Sunday about whether this game was good or not. And Greg got very excited and animated and explained, this is your chance to see two of the great quarterbacks of the generation. Only now we find out that one of them, Andrew Luck, probably is not going to play because he has a concussion. And that leaves us with Ben Roethlisberger against
Scott Tolzien. Scott Tolzien.
So the Steelers, who need this game, obviously, in the worst way, get just a massive break. And, teams get lucky sometimes. So they should be able to take care of business, right?
I mean, for those of us who believe that Andrew Luck carries a horrendously weak roster, we're going to get to see if that's, how much of that is true. Can Scott Tolzien do anything against a mediocre Steelers defense?
I mean, we haven't seen
Tolzien. Scott Tolzien.
We haven't seen Tolzien since 2013, essentially.
If you would have told me that he was out of football since 1998, I would have believed you. That name is just I'm just completely. I thought that name was like he graduated from Tulsa back in 1990. It would not have been something that
he was like a preteen in '98. But fair enough. I mean, but it's Andrew Luck who, despite taking the sacks he does and his ability to throw under pressure, they've allowed 35 sacks. That's the most on any single quarterback in the league. And I know that we don't like Pittsburgh's pass rush. It's not our favorite in the league, but they cranked it up against Cleveland last week.
Crank it up.
Maybe they're starting to come into their own. 8 sacks, and they were disruptive. And James Harrison, who I'm convinced is not a human being, is still playing well.
They knocked Kessler out of the game and hit Josh McCown harder than they hit Cody Kessler. They body rocked several quarterbacks for the Browns and several other players. This whole defense was hitting.
Well, it's a chance for them to get some momentum because you would think they would have a positive game on the turf. It's a shame for everyone at Indianapolis. Never had a Thanksgiving night game before. Probably won't again for another 10, 15 years. This was going to be a cool thing. And the Colts were showing signs. I mean, we bang on the whole rest of the team here, but they beat the Packers fairly convincingly. They beat the Titans, who we love, twice. Their defense made some plays, shut down DeMarco Murray last week. I mean, that Clayton Geathers play to essentially win the game was his second game-winning play of the year. They're playing better. Eric Walden, he's been a punching bag as a signing, and he's had a pretty good year for them. He's got like 8 sacks.
Nice try.
He's been okay.
Quarterback holds the ball long enough. Walden will eventually get
He's been okay. Robert Mathis, who's been a disaster really for them until the last couple weeks, is showing some signs.
This is a Curtis Painter level crisis for the Colts right now.
Here's a little stat from the research packet, Dan.
Ooh, I like that.
Teams that are 6-5 make the playoffs 46% of the time. Teams that are 5-6 make the playoffs 13% of the time. Big game in Indy.
There you go. Great work, everybody. I was just trying to do some research, trying to figure out who was playing halftime.